Hey, this is Payal Nanjiani, and welcome to Leadership Talks with me. And in today's leadership talk, I want to share with you something I see all the time happening in my coaching sessions. It's about why most senior leaders never make it to the C-suite level. In fact, there is one question I consistently hear in all of my coaching sessions that, Payal, I have delivered results, I've led large teams, I've exceeded my targets. Then why am I not being considered for the top role? And what makes this more interesting is that many of these leaders asking this question are genuinely talented. I have seen how smart they are, how capable they are. They have such a strong track record, and on paper, they look completely ready to be at that level. And yet, years go by and they remain stuck exactly where they are. Meanwhile, somebody else in the organization gets into the CXO role. They become CHROs, CEOs, COs. Some of them get into boardrooms. So, what's happening here? What's the pattern that we have been seeing? Now, after coaching senior leaders and CXOs across the world for years, I've come to one conclusion that most leaders, they don't fail to reach the C-suite because they lack capability. They fail because they are preparing for the next title rather than preparing for the next responsibility. Let that just sink inside of you. And here's the big difference. You know, you see, many people, they think that C-suite is simply a bigger version of the job that they are currently doing. It's a bigger role than what they are currently in. And that's exactly what it is not. It's a very, very different game altogether, what I see there. Let me help you understand this. Imagine that you have spent 20 years becoming exceptionally good at execution. You've learned how to solve problems. You've learned how to manage teams. You've learned how to deliver results. And in fact, now every promotion that you have received, you know what it has done? It has reinforced one message to you and to the person at the top that this person can do more, deliver more, execute better. And that's it. And then suddenly you arrive at the doorstep of wanting to become into a C-suite and you realize that what got you here is no longer enough to get you there. And that's where many leaders get stuck. I often say a leadership career has two main paths, below the line and above the line. And most leadership careers, they start below the line. It's here below the line that success comes from execution, from managing teams, delivering targets, solving problems, driving operational excellence, delivering before time. And you are rewarded for your expertise and your ability to have those results. And this is where managers, even vice presidents, get stuck. Crossing the line to get above to the C-suite and the boardroom. Oh my God, the rules are different there. It is no longer based on how well you get things done. It depends on how well you lead the whole company. You are expected to look beyond your department, beyond your area, beyond your function. You have to balance needs. You have to handle uncertainty. You have to make long-term directions and handle choices. You have to make sure that whatever decision you take, it has a relevant impact on the company. So you see, the gap is rarely technical. The real difference is making that important shift from doing the work below the line to showing your leadership above it. And that's what sets the C-suite leaders apart from everyone else. C-suite is not just a position, my friend, which you need to achieve. It's a responsibility that you have to be ready to take on. You are responsible now for the business, its people, the stakeholders, the culture, the future, the scale, the complexity, the consequences of decisions. Everything increases dramatically at this level. In fact, I think in one of my books, I had written that many executives, they aspire to the C-suite because they want that influence, that power, that position. But very few people realize the burden that comes with it. There is so much of loneliness of making the decisions that affect thousands of CXOs. In fact, I am their, for them, I am their only advisor and partner. to whom they can share, to whom they can talk, because they cannot talk to somebody down. They cannot talk to somebody above them. There is no one. They cannot talk to someone, to their peers, to their spouses. So that journey is completely different. And many of us, we are not even prepared for that journey. We're just thinking of it as a role. In fact, the leaders who successfully reach the C-suite, they grasp a very crucial principle very early on in their career, that the C-suite is not a reward for the prior achievement. It's the beginning of a new journey, a beginning of a new level of enterprise and accountability. And you need to be already showing that in the role and the position you are. You have to bring a massive change in your behavior, in your thinking, and in the way that you show up and speak up every single day. There are countless number of things that go in preparing somebody to get into a CXO role. There are countless number of things that go into preparing someone from going into the boardrooms, from really going to the top. So I highly encourage you that if you are thinking of getting into any C-suite role, begin your preparation early on. So until our next leadership talk, this is Payal Nanjiani wishing you loads of success in your career life. God bless.